All right, we're live.
I was just doing like a Joe Don Baker birthday for just see what you'd say. Hello and
I mean,
everyone, welcome to Capes and Commentaries. If you don't know
episode
what the hell I'm
30.
talking about, episode 30. Watch the episode of the Final Justice, Mr. Science Theater episode to know what I'm talking about when I talk about Joe Don Baker. So anyway, I'm Tyler Baker. With me, as always, is the man I refuse to do any other podcast with. Wait, I refuse to do a podcast without. There you go. Man, I can't talk today. Yeah, you know what? I was trying to be like really glitzy
You
and glamorous
botched
with
the
that.
fuck
I,
out of this
I,
intro, man.
it was a Sid Vicious, you know, promo I just
Yeah,
cut.
I'm just
It's
waiting
live,
for
pal.
just a hawk to show up and walk in the frame behind you or something.
Yeah, and then like freeze with like all deer and headlights look. I hope people know what we're talking about when we make references to Botchamania all the time.
I doubt it. I
Probably
really,
not. What's a
yeah.
Botchamania? Anyway, yes, Nathan Kennedy is here was with me, and we've been talking about doing this particular cartoon. Almost felt like probably since the beginning we started doing this podcast. It's we're doing Cops from Deke and our good friend Robbie London, who was with us on Fans of Power podcast, who worked on this cartoon. I believe our friend Larry Houston also worked on this cartoon as well. Um, it's a cartoon I think doesn't get mentioned a lot, but it's always mentioned in the highest of praise. I think I don't see people like lumping in them with, "Oh, remember all those lame ass cartoons from the '80s?" It's kind of given like a lot of respect. I think the toy line is tremendous, and we'll touch on that before we get into the cartoon as well. But Nathan, what was your introduction to this cartoon? I think everybody's got a different story when they see cartoons for the first time.
This one kind of came and went for me as a kid, honestly. Like, I do remember watching pieces of it, but yeah, that's one of those shows that just faded to memory for me. Just I hate to say that, I really do, but it's just gone. Like,
Well, that's all right. I mean, there may be others who listen to this who have just vague recollection of it, and that's really about it. It's not as celebrated as He-Man, Thundercats, GI Joe, Transformers, Turtles. It's not. But that's the purpose of this podcast is to remind everybody there's others out there too. It's not just your core 4 or 5 juggernauts. There are a
it's
lot of
not
great
just the
classics.
one that Target is latched onto with their retro campaign and putting the T-shirts out there with terrible sayings on them.
Precisely, like got skills. Who's your daddy? Sup. You know,
No, 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 no,
the
no, no.
party's this way. Just
Yeah, no, I've seen that one, but I've also like the Ninja Turtles tank top that says "Too lit to quit," and I'm just like,
uh,
phew, phew. So now we're in the phase where we're using what the kids are using now, and I'm just like, I don't understand it. Saying something's lit, it's like, all right, but we had cool beans and dumb shit like that too.
and I didn't like that either.
Yeah,
It was I never liked just jumping in and saying words like cool or man, like that just kind of, or dude, like that's just kind of, it felt like that kind of vernacular transcended like all generations. You would hear various people of all ages say stuff like that. They're still saying cool, man, dude, come on. But saying like stuff like cool beans, swift or sweet, man. Like I never
Swift.
really, yeah, a hippie babysitter of mine used to say Swift, and she used to wear flannel and Birkenstocks all the time. Didn't really like her at all, but she would say Swift all the time. I'm like, man, you're a dork.
Was she listening to like Lisa Loeb and Blind Melon and just like prancing around in the yard or something? Or
Nah, she was definitely one of those kind of '90s hippies, like when the hippie movement kind of came back in the '90s.
you mean like grunge era stuff or
Yeah, kind
like?
of like that a lot. I mean, she was nice, but she just was kind of
See,
odd and
now you're treading on weird territory because those guys will probably fight you and be like, "We weren't hippies, we were grunge, man."
well,
I don't know how all that shit worked. I was just like, yeah, basketball.
well, yeah, that's how I was too. Or yeah, that and still supporting He-Man and Turtles and Thundercats and GI Joe and everything else. But but yeah, I never really took to the trendy vernacular of the times. I just was like, no, that's just something people are just saying right now. Just like the whole when they fist bump to do pow and all this other
People don't
nonsense.
do that anymore, man. People
I don't.
fist bump, but they don't they don't
Well,
do.
if,
They're
if
not
they're
like,
not
no.
doing this, they're either rubbing them together like this or coming up with something other ridiculous. Slap this. Just like, dude, just what happened to just simple high fives or you know, I don't know. I just kind of felt like people are getting a little too silly with just
Greetings.
Greetings, yeah.
Everything's silly. I don't like it.
Yeah. Well, it's just kind of like you're trying too hard. Let's put on the show when we meet each other for the first time. Having a dance off or some nonsense like that. I just.
Yeah, but what about when you're watching NBA and those guys are doing weird?
I'm not a fan of that either. Like I don't like seeing all the some of it's just like, come on guys, you whatever. I'm always going to enjoy LeBron's chalk toss because no one's ever done that before. That's his. It's a trademark and it has a great look to it. But what people are just doing backflips and this and this and that, you're just it's just like, all right, it's just too much. But if it makes them happy before all that, then so be it. But
if it makes them happy, that's cool. But I don't like it.
Yeah, I don't have to like it. I'll tolerate it.
There we go. Let's go ahead and say hello to Wiley Walton. Who that well?
Hey, thank you guys for joining us. Hope you guys are familiar with this cartoon.
Well,
but
Wiley Walt says that he loved Cops. He liked Bowser and Blitz. So.
I did too. Mace was my absolute favorite, and Nightshade, who was not in this episode. I tossed around the idea of doing like a Mace Nightshade episode because Mace is my favorite cop. Nightshade, she was hot. She reminded me of Paula Abdul when I was a kid. She's
Paula Abdul was something else back then.
She still is, man.
I mean, but American Idol made her too like meh.
Oh, that's why if I had the opportunity to go out with her, I'd say, can we talk about anything but American Idol? Can we talk about I want to be your I'm not on the hit and run. Yeah, or quit that one song. Straight up and tell me, you want to be my be with me forever? Oh, yeah, that's what I would do. I would talk about that song.
2 steps forward and 2 steps back.
Yeah, I would be all about that. Or letting her know I'm not here on the hit and run here, Paula. Isn't
that the video that's got fucking Emilio Estevez in it?
I think so.
Or was it Charlie Sheen? I think I want to say it was Emilio Estevez because I want to say they dated a while after that. Why the fuck are we talking about Paula Abdul on this?
Because Nightshade always remind me of Paula Abdul.
Oh,
it's connected there.
Yeah,
but yes, I'm glad you like Bowser. It's got one of the things that's so great about this show too is the show progresses. We see a very small roster of characters in this first episode because it is starting off. But the villains, I mean, Big Boss has got a large group of villains. Plus, there's other factions of crooks in the show. And then the cops themselves. You've got Bowser and Blitz, Sundown, Mirage, Highway, Barricade, which I think Barricade is in this. He's just not in his traditional outfit. You got Long Arm and Bulletproof, who such a cool looking character anyway. We get to really see. This is like his big episode as well. They've all got great appearances. Like I almost feel like certain characters are given a certain episode. Like Mace is given certain episodes to just himself, along with because of his intimate relations with the Nightshade and stuff like that. Buttons McBoom Boom, one of the coolest villains on Big Boss's gang because he looks like a 1930s gangster with the pinstripe outfit, fedora, and he's got a machine gun on his chest. I mean, it's just and one of my favorites too. The episode doesn't hold up as well. But he was part of the action figure line. His name is Hyena. Definitely a Joker knockoff, but his trademark is like this big smile that he leaves on wherever he's had a heist, and he's got big blonde hair and he has this maniacal laugh and a helmet that covers up his eyes, and he's got a gang too. And I just thought he was such a cool character as a kid. As the only Cops action figure I had was Hyena. I didn't have any of the others.
I honestly don't know if I had any of them. Maybe I had 1 or 2 and don't remember or didn't even really realize. Maybe I did. I don't know. Shit. But
you may have gotten them and may not even know who they were because there was a lot of characters in the toy line that I want to say I think most of them were represented in the cartoon. Like Louis the Plumber was, Cuckoo was, I forget his name is. I think Bullet Head. I think he's part of Hyena's gang. But there's a lot. I can't remember if Nightstick was showed up, but. There's so many. There's quite a few episodes for this short-lived cartoon, and a lot of characters did show up in it. But if you're not familiar with the toys, they are 6-inch multi-jointed action figures. They are as multi-jointed, even more so than any GI Joe. Like you can pose them in any way you can. They come fully detailed with with accessories, cat firing action, and they're not cheap. If you want them complete or in decent shape or men on card, you're not going to pay but there's a few that I would love to have Mace. I want to have Bulletproof. I want to have Big Boss, Buttons McBoom Boom, which is really hard to find and come by. But it's definitely one of those packages of 80s properties that's just the whole thing is great. The cartoon is great. The toys are great. The card art on the packaging. If you just look up the card art for Cops and Crooks, which is what the toy line was called, every character looks like a major badass. I don't care if there's a character you thought was lame or something. You see him on the card art, you're like, oh man, that guy's a badass, dude. Just look at him. If you see Buttons McBoom Boom, he's holding up a machine gun and got his outfit torn open, revealing the machine gun on his chest. Oh man, he looks so cool. Just badass. I'm so glad we're finally doing this here. This is a two-parter, so we can either finish it up next week or jump into doing. Well, we'll be on vacation here soon, so we might be able to crank out a bunch of these.
Yeah, we'll crank out a shitload of them. I've already got plans to do it because Emily will be at work. What else am I gonna do with my day? Well, then you're off too. Yeah, so we're gonna venture around. We'll go toy hunting and do episodes of this. It's gonna be a good time.
Yeah. So we'll get your Cops fix. We'll do Mask. I'd like to maybe throw in a movie commentary. Like I think me and Nathan need to do the live action Turtles film at some point.
Okay.
That'd
be good.
Or Dick Tracy. There's just so much stuff we can do. But we'll get this show on the road here, and hopefully you guys are.
Link down below. So if you guys want to join along, I got the link down there for everybody. And I guess without further ado, man, just give us the countdown and we'll get going.
All right. 3, 2, 1, action. And if this intro does not sell you on giving this show an opportunity, it rivals many other intros. I would put it up there with He-Man and Thundercats.
I love the bass line.
Oh, isn't it awesome?
Theme song when it starts kicking in right here.
Yeah. And just getting quick glimpses of a variety of crooks and cops. Just everybody. It's just like it sets the tone for what the show really is. It's crime is running rampant. Here's Buttons McBoom Boom and Nightshade. So cool. She's so hot too, man. There's Bowser and Blitz. That's a cool toy too, Bowser and Blitz. And here's Mainframe.
I'm glad that you can maintain all of these names in your head and you know who everybody is, because without you, this entire project would just be lost, and we would just stumble around through everything.
This is my favorite moment here too, the big reveal, all the cops catching the crooks there. My favorite part of the intro. But I'm glad I was able to put use, because I remember all this stuff from these cartoons. I felt like, man, who gives a rat's ass about whether or not I know all this stuff? But I'm glad I'm able to make use of it, on this podcast. And I always like Bulletproof's narration for all the openings and closings.
Yeah, that's a nice touch.
They really do make it feel like a traditional cops and robbers show. It has its hokey moments here and there because they can't get super serious with it, but they use bullets in the show. They don't use lasers. Well, Mace uses a laser bazooka, but they do use bullets.
Do you think Big Boss's voice is too much? Because we'll come into this later. It's like, see, what do you want to do about that? See?
And I love that because there's Rock Crusher here. Classic with the striped criminal outfit there. His action figure looks badass too. But Big Boss I always liked because I can never remember the actor that portrayed that gangster back in the 1940s, I think. Because it's definitely a nod to the actor. You see him in the Bugs Bunny cartoons playing Rocky. Yeah, see? Or that one, not Muggsy or Rocky, but there was a gangster that Bugs Bunny tormented in some of the old Bugs Bunny cartoons. He was a caricature of one of the actors working at the time. He's got real droopy cheeks and fat lips, but I think that's who he's imitating. And I always liked it as a kid because I picked up on that, and I thought it was kind of a classic gangster voice for me personally. And
I think I was throwing this out here because I just saw him. Turbo, he looks fucking cool, man.
Doesn't he? And it's just.
I love that. I love that look. He looks like you could just plop him down in Final Fight.
He does look like a Final Fight boss. Yes, he does. And I like Buzzbomb, the robot that works for Dr. Bad Vibes. That's with him right there. He was always a fun robot. And all the villains, they're all big, bulky guys for the most part, or they look very intimidating. There's not a weak link amongst all the crooks. See, I love it. I love it. I could see why, but I think it's absolutely wonderful. Like his look, and here he comes over and just smacks his banana out of Berserkers.
We sure made monkeys out of them.
Which Berserker's voice can be a bit much because they're really trying to play up that he's a moron, even though he's a brute. And his Dr. Bad Vibes. This is the one. This is my brother had a figure of him, and he's for people who don't know, that's his brain sticking out of his head. I don't know why, but that is, if you don't know what that is, that's his brain, because that's how the action figure's set up too. But he's a very cool looking villain. I used to wonder as a kid if it was a woman or a man.
Yeah, I kind of question the same thing watching it now because the facial features and the voice kind of make you believe that it's a female.
Yeah, but no, he's a dude though, because the only female in Big Boss's gang is Nightshade, or the Catwoman version of Paula Abdul. Anyway, here we are seeing with the mayor. The mayor would show up in various episodes as well, getting ready to set up this new or the seed of the new operation of establishing cops by bringing in Bulletproof or BP Vest, which I thought was a fun taking the character's name.
Yeah,
and he's such a very imposing character. Let me look at what an intro. Wearing like a Dick Tracy, jacket, a strong voice, wearing sunglasses all the time. Can you get? I mean, I can see Carl Weathers playing this role,
or Wesley Snipes.
Wesley Snipes would be badass at this role too.
But honestly, if they would have made a live action version in the 80s, Carl Weathers would have been perfect for that. Because he's got the voice for it too.
Yeah, you need a big, deep voice. And a very, because Bulletproof's a big dude anyway, just looking at him. Planting the seed for Mainframe, because she will become the computer expert for the cops force. She shows up in a bunch of episodes. She's kind of one of the staples. I mean, there's hardly not an episode she's not in. One of the cool things, we don't see this just yet, but when they get the cops crew together, when they go into action, they have these multitude of these slides, like up in the upper office that went, all right, cops, roll out. They all jump down these slides and go down to like the assorted vehicles to jump into action. And I was like, oh, this is so cool, man. It's like sliding down
I always like that. I always loved that as a kid, especially like Ghostbusters. Like going down the pole and everything.
I still want that in a home of mine someday, where I have a fire pole and someone's like, Tyler, we need you. I got a call, and I got to go slide down the fire pole, and oh man, and then play. The boys are back in town, or cleaning up the town on the Ghostbusters soundtrack. Yeah, because just knowing that you like Turbo already, like I want you to see like more of the villains. There's just so many other great, and essentially it would use a lot of the same crooks, a lot of because Berserker shows up, Turbo shows up a lot, Bad Vibe shows up a lot, McBoom Boom does, Rock Crusher, Misdemeanor, which I always said that as a kid I didn't get the name, but as an adult, like Misdemeanor, like that's a fun villain name.
Yeah.
We'll see. We would see her later on in episodes, but it's fun to see Bulletproof kind of doing some independent detective work here. Because a lot of times in other episodes, he's kind of like behind the scenes, like he is in action a lot, but you tend to see like Bowser and Blitz, Mace, Sundown, Barricade, Long Arm, kind of going off and doing their own detective work, and Bulletproof's kind of there to. Kind of like the General Hawk or the Commander Stargazer vibe.
I like this phone booth as well. I like the idea that video chatting was a thing even back in the 80s. We got that a lot in our films like Total Recall and RoboCop and things like that. But
Demolition Man.
Yeah, it's cool that they were thinking ahead, and it's cool that we actually have that technology. I also like this part here where they both squeeze out and then the glass just shatters.
It's like I go through that every day, trying to get out of tight spaces. I just break windows all the time. Can't help it. But
God,
what was I going? I was going to say something too about the villains. God, I lost my train of thought.
You're just too busy thinking about how big you are.
Oh no, but no, I was going to say is the mix of it feeling like it's somewhat modern day, but I mean, they say fighting crime in a future time. Like it's a futuristic reality. Like
Well,
it's not too far from.
it says here on the back of the DVD, the year is 2020. So we're only a year and a half.
Hey, it's
Well,
coming
we're a
next
whole
year.
year
What we
away
see
from
him.
this.
All this is going to be going down next in about two more years here, people. Who
No,
knows?
13,
Me and Nathan have to join the cops force.
13
I can be
months.
Mace. 13 months. Yeah, but
Who
Nathan
am
will
I going to
join up
be?
and
Who am I going to
probably have to
be?
make you long arm. You can be long arm. Yeah, the cop with the firing handcuffs. I always thought that was such a cool weapon that he can like throw out a handcuff rope and like catch people. I'll be Mace, of course, so I can have an affair with Paul Abdul. Be great. And then we can make Joe. He can be Dr. Bad Vibes because he's always customizing stuff all the time. But yeah, there's long arm and barricade. Right there.
This poor guy on his moped.
Yeah,
he's just trying to get to
oblivious
work
to the
or the
world,
store
too.
or something. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I'll say too, like all like Berserker's got a pretty snazzy outfit too. He kind of has like him and Turbo both. It's like has a classic like stylish '80s feel to it, kind of Miami Vice. And it's just like a wide assortment of characters. Like you kind of feel like because it's the future, you can kind of get away with just having like Sundown is a cowboy, but his look like it works. Like it doesn't feel like a classic Western cowboy. It's like a cowboy of the future. So yeah, see, we could totally see Carl Weathers doing an action sequence like this. Like, and he would be running on the road because he's Carl Weathers.
It's funny the brakes just shatter on his foot.
Yeah, because he's just so big. Like all these guys are just brutes. It's so cool about this because I mean it's
Yeah, it's kind of messed up actually. It's
yeah.
just well, he's dead. Run over his glasses.
Yep.
And yeah, it's just his arms are up. It's like yeah, he's fucking dead, man.
Yeah.
They did it. Actually, no, they didn't do it, but
But to just have him
he's
there in the
just
role
got a
is
big brick just laying on his face.
see, Carl Weathers could take a beating like that. He could have a massive brick piece just fall on his face. It's all intact, strong as hell. Carl Weathers. I like Big Boss. He's got that one metallic can there too. It's just,
They
I mean,
like to
his zip.
they like to do that a lot in these shows.
It's like kind of like Dr. Claw, almost like you
Yeah.
like or like a trademark to the villain. You had to give him some sort of kind of abnormality or deformity on them to help it. I mean, the fact that he's morbidly obese, he can't stop eating and things like that. But he's like Kingpin, but the opposite. Like
Yeah, nice touch too with the sunspots there on his forehead.
just a lot of attention to detail to him. Coming up to like when it's revealed, like when he's wearing the bulletproof vest, it's a great reveal.
Yeah.
Berserker shooting him in the chest, and the bandage just burst off. And
aim for the head, dude. Aim for the head.
Yeah, the action figure looks just like that too. Like if you get the bulletproof action figure, he's got the trench coat and everything. You open it up, and he's got that bulletproof vest underneath there too. It's so cool, man.
All right, man. I got another toy line to collect.
I was gonna say, I think that's gonna be the next one. I swear, if Nathan starts getting that stuff, that's like game over, man. I'm
tapping out.
I just
show's over.
Life.
We're not doing it. We're not doing it anymore.
Yeah, I'm flipping my table over and leaving. If he shows up with a Men on card or Lewis Buttons, McBoom Boom, Bulletproof, and Hyena, I'm like, and then he comes like, I got Mace on the way. Ah! I'll find the nearest window and jump out of it. But now we get our fun montage coming up here soon. And this is not, Mace is coming up here in a moment. Like his voice gets better. Like that's not the definitive Mace voice. I like that too. All the tension, like they're going to put him through the surgery and everything. And Long Arm and Barricade and Mainframe are in charge of setting up the team here.
I love that bass line for it's so good.
Yeah, it's very catchy. It's energizing. It gets you pumped. That's a cool looking helicopter too. like the cockpit's open from the side. It's like a dual cockpit.
Also, these dumbass guys, why would you just drive right into the ocean? Doesn't make any sense. Idiots. I like this too, how it just pops in. It's like, you're needed at Empire City. Like, you know, they're just down in Miami. You're needed in Empire City.
Go all the way to Philadelphia. We're forming a new C.O.P.S team. I like Long Arm's kind of. I can't quite pinpoint Long Arm's accent though. Like as to like it's definitely an accent I'm familiar with, but I love how this build up for Mace. Like the music's kicking in just right as Mace comes into action here. Here he is. Using a donut to size up the situation. It's like, all right, I'm done with that. Go up here and be a badass.
I mean, it is a create. There he is with his Super Scope. It just looks like the accessory for Super Nintendo to me.
Yeah, it does look like the Super Scope. Yeah, but it probably works a little bit better.
Hell yeah! God, I remember you could like rent that, and I never wanted to because I'm like this looks dumb.
It looked cool, but I never had the opportunity to try it, and I really wasn't pushed enough to like request it ever. And I didn't know anybody who had it either.
Mace Howard, you needed an Empire City.
Empire City.
I like how he throws them off right here.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I'm just
his voice
joking around.
It's not as gruff though. That's why I'm like later on his voice gets perfect. It's like the real deep gruff voice that we all know and love. It's kind of there, but it's not right now. And that's why I was like, we need to watch one where it's like heavily Mace centered. I mean, Nathan and everyone can realize how cool he sounds. Also, so well animated too, and for people, if you're not, I'm sure you probably pick up on some of the similarities. This is about the people who did Ghostbusters, or the real Ghostbusters, Spectre Gadget, New Adventures of He-Man, to name a few. Dino Saucers, a lot of the same voice actors who worked on Dino Saucers are here, like the voice of Big Boss, voice Quackpot on Dino Saucers. Turbo Two Tones, voiced by the same guy who did Genghis Rex. Man, there's another one we're going to have to do on this podcast too, man. Dino Saucers.
All right. Add it to the list.
That's what we'll do during the vacation time. We will do one episode of Dino Saucers. Go ahead and put that in the bank there, people.
Put it in the
bank.
Put it in the bank. Dumbass.
Why is that a dumbass remark?
I don't know.
I guess I could say all my He-Man collection, we are doing an episode of Dino Saucers. If that don't take out any business.
You've promised so many things. It's like, I'll put my He-Man collection on it and all falls through. I could have had your He-Man collection 7 times over already.
Oh, no. That was if I married my ex-girlfriend. And that never happened.
Uh-huh. Still a chance.
I don't think so. Not a chance.
All right, now we're going to get the big reveal.
Yep.
A Bulletproof. Which I like how they just fucking back on in like that into the hospital. And which I imagine that's how it's set up to do, but it seems like they went a little further in than they were supposed to. Get out of the way.
And don't care about how much they're not being inconspicuous. So they're coming in and just let everyone know we're here to kill them, and that we don't care. Who knows about it.
Fedmon popped in. He gave some greetings, but he also said Mace reminds me of the Motorcycle Cop from Police Academy, the cartoon series, which I hadn't
watched that since it was on TV.
I don't know if I still have them, but for Christmas one year, and I'll probably mention this tomorrow on Beyond Retro because that's going to be a central focus of our discussion is like toy lines, and we'll probably throw in some like Christmas mornings and things. But I got that entire collection of those, like the vehicles, I want to say there was like a police station.
I think there was, yeah.
Yeah, I got all of that stuff. I'll have to look that up to bring back the memories. I don't know if I still have them or if my parents sold them in the yard sales that we had over the years. But
that was a fun toy line. I had 2 figures from that line.
Yeah.
And here's Carl Weathers in action being shot at.
Yeah, like right in the chest, and then throws the gun at him, and
now he's ready to go kick some ass.
It's crime fighting time.
It's like this Bulletproof vest just enhances his strength, where he just pick up a bat and just impales him on the wall here. if we can't see Carl Weathers doing that, no, I couldn't see anybody else doing that. Looking at Rock Crushers.
Yeah, I like how Rock Crusher doesn't really do much of anything. And there he goes. He's gonna throw himself, or he throws him out the window, or he just jumps.
He just jumps out into the ambulance.
And then Turbo giving him shit.
Yeah, it's good to see these guys have banter. Like, they've all worked together plenty of times.
I'm honestly a big fan of the color tones of the pink and the light blue. Always have been.
It looks cool. I mean, it has a pastel look to it. Like that Miami Vice feel to it.
Yeah. Like, do you remember that button-up shirt I used to wear all the time? That short sleeve one that was light blue and had the pink and white stripes going down it. Yeah.
Yeah.
I need to dig that thing out and see if it still fits me.
I'm sure you can still wear all the stuff from high school.
Let me go get the Jinkos out, man.
Oh, God. There's Dr. Bad Vibes' latest creation here.
And a good villain moment for him, too. I like how the other guy's just scattered and he's just standing there with his coat just sort of flapping.
Yeah, it's like a dominant presence. Like nothing frightens him, essentially. Like that's why he is Big Boss.
Femon says, Nathan, again, with your only child lifestyle, I don't know if I would swirly you as a kid or try to be your friend. That makes sense. And that was the thing. I don't think that I had, honestly, I don't recall if I strictly asked for those or if my parents just saw them and thought they looked cool and were like, let's get these for Christmas.
Oh, I mean, that was the case too. A lot of times, I mean, my parents just knew that I liked something, but would just get kind of whatever. Like, they know I like He-Man, they just grabbed He-Man figures. They like know I like turtles, they just grabbed random stuff.
And I like how at the roll end call. Of these, yeah. Well, not only that, but before that, there was Robbie London's name, by the way, as producer. How we get Bulletproof's narration on it again, it's like, this case is continued, or this case is closed. Or,
it was a great way of capping
it's a cool touch, yeah. But yeah, the roll call here at the end is awesome.
Yeah, it was one of my favorite parts of the show, just getting to see all the villains and the various cops. Kind of letting everyone know, like, Dr. Bad Vibes, Nightshade, yeah, looking all hot. Use caution at apprehending. I never knew what that meant as a kid. Like, what the hell does that mean?
And there we go.
But there you have it.
There's part one.
Episode of Cops.
I'm going to bitch about something for a second, though.
Let's do it.
Because, well, you're saying, let's watch the first episode of Cops. I'm like, all right, well, I have the complete series here. Let me just pop in disc 1. Should be episode 1, right? So I watched the first episode that was on the disc. Tyler hits me up. I wanted to make sure because something didn't seem right. I'm like, send him the title of that episode. He's like, no, it's actually this. And it's episode 8 on disc 1. What the fuck? Put them in order. Please. Put them in order. It's like work all over again, man. I'm just sitting there like waiting and slow-ass motherfuckers. And, we might work Saturday. I'm like, we can't do 3 in a row. And then there's just... Granted, I don't have to work today, and I'm thankful. I get a full weekend off for the first time in like 3 weeks. Money's good, man, but at some point you gotta have your downtime. You gotta have your free time. You gotta be able to just
decompress. And
yes, and I haven't been able to do that for like 3 weeks. So it's just building and building. And I text Tyler. I was like, "Well, fuck." I woke up today because I just didn't want to do it. It's just the same. It feels like Groundhog. I feel like Bill Murray in Groundhog Day sometimes. Everything's just exactly the same. I wake up, I'm like, is today Monday again? What happened? It's like, no, it's Thursday, so it's fourth Monday. But whatever.
But then he sees his bank statement. He's like, oh yeah.
No, yeah. When I look at that, I'm like, all right, yeah, it's worth it on that end of things. So I mean, that's what we got to do, right? We got to grind. That's what life's about.
We grind towards the happier times, which they come sporadically when you've got that money to go and treat yourself to this or go on a trip or just you work towards that down or like what we're doing right now.
Yeah.
This is the fun part of our weekend. What we get through the week to have moments like this where you guys join us and watch classic kick-ass cartoons like Cops and so forth. And
I mean, this is aside from hanging out with Emily, of course, which we haven't even really been able to do that because the schedule's on the weekend. Like she's got to work tomorrow. I'm like, that sucks. So it's like we're gonna maximize what we can today, and then she's off to work the rest of the week. And I guess you and I are gonna hang out tomorrow after retro.
absolutely. And I get to go be reminded about what I can't afford, and Nathan buys something I'm like, this is great.
Just throwing money everywhere. I don't keep cash on me. I kind of just stopped doing that. Like, yeah, occasionally I have to, when I go to Walmart or something, get cash back so I can use that towards something else. Because, God, paying the sewer bill here, because it's dumb. They split it. It's like sewer and water bill is fine. I can go use my card. But the sewer bill, I go down the road and you walk in and it's like you walked into the 70s all over again. And I remember the first time I went to pay with my card. They're like, yeah, we only take cash. I'm like, you fucking kidding me? It's 2018. It's 2018. Get with the times. And they have like old files that they have to sift through. I'm like, where's the computer, man?
My bank is like that too. They still have typewriters in the bank that I use.
What?
Yeah,
God.
seriously. Last time I was in, they actually have typewriters.
Like, what is this, Andy Griffith? Like, what? Crazy.
It has its perks for sticking with a local bank that's kind of behind the times still, but
But Mill Creek,
I don't.
Get your shit together. Put everything in order, please.
I don't know why, and they do that a lot with a lot of cartoon releases where they just throw stuff on there in no particular order. Thankfully with like He-Man, She-Ra, Justice League, Batman animated series, Turtles, X-Men, everything's thrown in chronological order. And even though with Cops, like most of them are their own self-contained episode, not a whole lot of continuity or anything like that. But it's not that difficult, people. If you're going to do it right. You don't have, if you're not going to put special features, retrospects, commentaries, or bonus features of like commercials for the toys or something like that, just put them in order.
Yeah.
Because it's just not fun when you have to sift through and try to figure out. I mean, if you go on YouTube, if you want to watch, you can find out the correct list. Do a quick Google search. You can find out what episodes go in what order, what characters show up in what episodes, and things like that. So, but once you watch those first 2 episodes, you can just watch them wherever. However, if you want to see some more Mason Nightshade, you have to watch. I think it's. Oh God, now I'm screwing it up here. It's what happens. But there's some continuity between those two there too, also. But other than that, dude, what was your impression? I mean, obviously, I think it's quite positive, but your overall thoughts on revisiting Cops and sitting down and watching a full episode after all these years?
Well, let's do it. I'm gonna buy all the figures.
All right. I mean, I want to see, because Nathan has bought lots of Rambo figures. He's bought lots of Transformers. He's bought Commando.
Oh, shit, man. Here we go. Here's a lot right here. $94. I can get.
Who's in it?
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, there's like 11 people here. Here, I'll just save the picture because I don't want to botch any names or anything. I'm gonna save the picture. I'm gonna message it to you right now.
All right.
You can check it out.
We can see it live what Nathan's probably going to buy and remind me that he's
no. I mean, there are some accessories, but these guys are missing a ton of stuff.
I mean, and I'd be happy if I just had. I mean, some of the figures, like even if they don't have to have all the weapons. Like if I just had Bulletproof with his trench coat, and that's it, I'd be happy with that. Mace as is. Buttons McBoom Boom has to come complete. Like I don't. Holy crap. So we got Big Boss, Bad Vibes. You've got Bowser and Blitz together here. Buttons McBoom Boom's missing his hat. You got Highway, Rock Crusher, Long Arm, Sundown. Bulletproof's got his trench coat, so he's good to go. Man, and I think that's Bullseye, and then the guy all in black. I have no idea who that is, but man. that's a pretty solid collection. I think. I'm trying to think what kind of gun that is right there. Man, that's don't look how awesome they look. Like they're all slender and all
Yeah,
multi jointed.
$100, man. Throwing it down now. I'm gonna make you jealous.
Are you really
That's what.
doing it?
No, that,
Oh,
that
I was
would
gonna
be
say what?
that'd be funny as hell though if I did buy it like
Well, I
live
wouldn't be
on the show.
surprised at all. Like as soon as we get off, like just I really did buy it. Yeah.
I
Yeah.
can just I can get an accessories lot later to complete everybody. It'll be fine,
I mean, that's
and
a
it'll
great
cost less.
collection. Well, I mean, because for me, like I have to have Buttons McBoom Boom at least with his hat and to make sure his chest gun is in place. Other than that, Bulletproof's got his trench coat. That's perfect. Bad Vibes comes with Buzz Bomb. That would be the only thing. Like there's certain things like they wouldn't have to have everything. Rock Crusher, I don't think he's got his jackhammer here. Bowser and Blitz comes complete, I think, for the most part. I mean, to me, as long as you got Blitz, like that's all that would matter to me.
Yeah.
So that's an awesome lot, dude. Yeah. Did you happen to see any of them on card, like the card art?
I can look those up real quick. Isn't it funny how this show just sort of devolves and let's look this shit up on eBay.
Well, you know what? We've done the commentary, so we're giving people a little bit more of a bonus here. We're pushing the appreciation for cops.
Actually, price wise, they're not terrible.
What are you seeing so far?
Let's see. We have Sundown. We have Bowser and Blitz. We have Hyena.
Yeah, there's Hyena.
We have Mace. Let's see. Powder Keg. Inferno. Barricade. Yeah, so they got like... But yeah, some of them are pretty high up there, but some of them are kind of, given that they are mint on card, reasonably priced.
Mm-hmm. Have you seen? What do you think of the card art?
No, it looks good. I kind of remember it a little bit, honestly. The back's really cool.
There is a comic book series too by DC. If you want to see more, there is a comic book line that was released in the '80s of the show.
Yeah,
the back of it very good. In it
yeah, the back of the card art's really badass.
Mm-hmm. Look up Buttons McBoom Boom real quick. You got to see Buttons McBoom Boom.
What, on the back of the card art or just
no, just the card art of Buttons McBoom Boom.
All right. Just gonna be clicking and typing and waiting. Yeah, no, that's
Isn't that
cool.
awesome?
Yeah, that's cool. I like how he's got like that.
He comes
look on his face
with his machine gun in it too. Like how bad, that's a classic 1930s gangster right there, man. Like, oh man, I want Buttons.
You know what? I feel like I had him as a kid.
You may have. Berserker looks awesome too.
I wish my memory was better.
Well, really that's why I'm here. And Louis the Plumber, Big Boss Sundown looks like a badass too.
Oh, look! Let's everyone welcome Joe Amato to the chat. Let's all take a second to
give high praise to our almighty commander, because we wouldn't have a podcast without Joe Amato's status. He's probably got back from his collecting the offering from his all of his fathers. I imagine when Joe walks around, he's probably wearing an ivory white robe no matter where he goes. People are asking to take pictures with him and asking him to place his hand upon them. And
hey, it's like the Pope, man.
The Amato mobile or something like that. Just riding around like a
McDonald's wrapper just laying at his feet inside.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's probably getting to never smell of Hardee's out of that car.
To put it all in perspective too, I messaged Joe and I was like, man, that Mark for Death episode, it's just view-wise, it's just not doing that great. And then he made that post and boom, within a day, got 35 more views. It's like, see?
Has it done any better though? Is it a sign that we probably should steer away from Steven Seagal stuff or what?
Well, it was funny when he posted that. There were a lot of comments there. It's like, I just don't like Steven Seagal. I could just see Joe I hate everybody.
Yeah, and
What are you
like
guys
download
doing?
wise, I think it was the lowest of the 3 episodes we did last week with Fans of Power, Capes, and Beyond Retro. I think March for this was like the least.
Oh
I
yeah.
think.
Damn, Joe. What a terrible choice.
Yeah.
Well,
So Joe,
we're never talking Steven Seagal again.
yeah. Maybe
I'm
in
kidding.
passing,
I'm kidding.
something
We
like
can
that.
we'll do Out for Justice one day because that is his
Hell, you know
favorite.
what? Too, I'm like, you know what? We should never let that because if that were the case, me and Joe be talking about toys all the time on Fans of Power.
Yeah.
You know, it's just like we got to mention something about current toys. Other people don't give a shit. You know, feels like. I know it's not the case for everybody, but I
Yeah.
kind of feel like if we're not talking about toys, people are just like, cartoon interviews. That's boring, man. Why don't you talk about toys, man? Toys. You know.
Well, speaking of talking about toys, that is going to be the topic of Beyond Retro tomorrow.
Yeah, but it's like, why can't we get that podcast over the top? Like, why can't that reach that same level? You know,
I don't know. No. We
Joe,
got our core fans. You're gonna reach out to Joe now, Joe.
Joe,
Please.
you need we need your you know if we pray to the Almighty Amato, can you ensure that you promote it?
I'll offer you. I'll offer you 5 El Monterey burritos,
and I'll send you a box of paper clips. Yeah, you can do what you want with them. You know, no charge. It's like, no, I'm too proud to accept your box of paper clips, guys.
And speaking of Who Dat Will, I'm gonna do this on the show tomorrow, but he was kind enough, and I'm sure some of you guys that are friends with me on Facebook have probably already seen the post, but I want to share everything that he sent to me, and also the awesome greeting card that Janusz sent all the way from the Netherlands, which is just super cool.
Which hopefully mine will have arrived today, and yeah, for both Giannis and Michael. So I should have my stuff to share tomorrow as well.
Yeah. Joe Amato, I will do anything for a box of food. We know you bought it from a dumpster.
From King Coupon. You know, I would love to see if people would submit ideas for what a King Coupon He-Man figure would look like, and then Joe customize them and sell them.
Oh, that would be great. I kind of imagine that. I kind of imagine that he's got like a peg leg, and then like at the base of it, it's just like a pizza box. You know,
kind of like Pizza
just
Face from Ninja Turtles.
Yes,
you know,
that it would just sort of like shuffle on the ground, so you can always hear when he's coming. It's like, oh, let's get this to King Coupon.
And he's always got toilet paper, like remnants, like hanging from one of his feet or something, either from the peg leg. Like he's just always got toilet paper, like stuck to the bottom of his foot all the time. Like it would be a solid piece. Like if it was a Ninja Turtle figure, it would be like a solid, like white piece.
Yeah,
what looked like toilet paper debris.
And he's got like a feral cat just like hanging on his shoulder.
Yeah, it's like clinging to his shoulder, like the nails are dug into the shoulder. Instead of like a parrot, he's got an alley cat stuck to his shoulder there, and like mustard stains like hanging out of his mouth, and like a used napkin on his chest.
Well, see, I kind of imagine that he would have like a prep cook jacket on or something that would be white, that would have the mustard stains, and you'd have like some of the dried up blood where the cat's just like digging into him.
And then like skid marks like somewhere on there too, like, you know, you could say it's crap, but it needed to have like some brown like skid marks on there. Like maybe use it to wipe his ass with and then put the jacket back on or something like that.
Joe says, well, I have to make him based off of how he looks. The Coupon King still rides his bike back in the old neighborhood with his backpack full of food. So
there you go. So he got a backpack and he comes with an accessory, like his own vehicle. So maybe he have like the turtle bike, the one that came with like the trash can attached to it. That would be King Coupon's his vehicle. Yeah, because that was a cool looking vehicle with the trash can accessory. Man, see, Joe, we just got you some extra Christmas cash coming in. You create this King Coupon. People willing to submit their own designs, or if Joe wants to come up with his own creation of what King Coupon would look like as a He-Man.
I think that would be cool as hell if the listeners come up with designs of what they think King Coupon looks like in their head. Yeah. Joe picks the best one and does a commission.
Yeah,
and sends it to the winner. But Joe doesn't work for free.
No, so the listener would get credit for like this is his rendition of what King Coupon would look like as a He-Man figure, and then Joe would put it out there for the people to purchase.
Yeah, that'd be good. I'm sure someone would buy it. They would have to.
Are you kidding? If Joe can get the attention for a burrito and a He-Man figure, there's no way a King Coupon figure would go, what is that? That's not a He-Man figure.
See? I like how your voice almost kind of goes down into that.
What Big Boss voice? Or,
yeah.
Or Jerry Jarrett. Huh?
That's honestly kind of what it reminded me of is when we're doing the Jerry Jarrett voice.
Yeah.
Look at all of my stars. That's kind of like
chicken salad. Huh? Yeah. We're in the car. It's Jerry. Oh. Well, bye-bye. We're not in yet.
Damn it, pal. The ratings.
The ratings. Oh, they're not in yet. Huh? we need to. What we're talking about? You need to check out Bruce Pritchard's podcast.
We need to just do an episode one day where we just stick to a character voice and we don't break from that. We don't use our actual voices. We just talk in a totally different tone the entire time. Wonder if we can do it.
Hard to keep up with, like, what to do and to like constantly, not break kayfabe.
Yeah. God.
Listen to the ego on us here. This podcast ego is getting as big as mine.
Maybe for you. God, man. I need to. What
do you want there, Nathan?
If someone would be so kind, can you send me just like some oxygen, like an oxygen tank? That way I can be able to breathe on the shows properly, since he's sucking all of it up with his ego.
I have had someone actually do a customized action figure of me as Hero before.
Oh my God.
Yeah, it actually happened, I think in like 2013 or 14. Like they submitted like the head sculpt, the armor, everything. I was like, holy crap, someone actually did a version of Axel's version of Hero with my likeness. I mean, can you believe it? It's sitting on someone's shelf right now.
Ugh.
It's tremendous. I tried to get Joe to do it, but Joe was like, yeah, I just don't know, Tyler. I mean, I got all these Smurfs I got to make. I'm like, I'll pay you. Yeah, but I got all these Smurfs I gotta keep making, and I just don't know, Tyler. He used to be on my ass about, I'll make that for you, Tyler. You want that? I'll do it for you. I'm like, Joe, can you do this for me? Yeah, I just don't know, Tyler.
Where did he get his southern accent from? Where did that come from?
I don't know. It just kind of happened. Like Joe does not have a southern accent whatsoever, but it's just his. I don't know. I don't know why I did that. It just, I guess it's like it's trying to portray Joe as like a condescending guy from parts unknown. So he's mocking me because I'm from Virginia. Yeah, I just don't know, Tyler. I'll have to get back to you.
I just don't. I don't know.
I don't know. Do Tyler.
Joe says he bought a stand, so he's going to use it for his tablet, so it won't fall over anymore.
Yeah, we'll see. Did King Coupon give you a discount?
He doesn't. It's he just sells food. He doesn't sell.
I don't know. King Coupon may have found like a great shelf somewhere on his travels.
I don't know.
What if he has like a bell, like to let all the children know in the neighborhood that King Coupon's coming down the street,
like
an ice cream man of the snow cone car?
It's probably just like the shriek of his feral cat.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I think we kind of bottomed out right now with our material.
What happened to this show?
Man, yeah, we just
the snow's gone. We just still haven't quite recovered from losing our minds last weekend.
Oh God. Yeah, at least we're able to get out and about there. So that is our episode 1 of C.O.P.S. We'll be back with episode 2 and many others. My vacation. What? I didn't do anything.
No. I'm reading the chat. Joe says that he got a Spider-Man bobblehead from the Coupon King that he got from the back of a Rite Aid. Can't make it up. Can't make this up.
That's what I'm saying. It's a gold mine of material, Joe. Like we have to take this.
We just need to dedicate an episode to Joe just telling these random stories. Come on, kids. Sit by the campfire.
Yeah, Joe puts on his cardigan or his Spider-Man jacket, kind of like Mr. Rogers changes clothes on the show, and and kind of King Coupon's like Mr. McFeely, busy day, shows up and drops off his latest delivery to Joe.
Yeah, then he's on his way to go jump in some more dumpsters.
Yeah, and then like an episode, Joe's like, we're going to follow Mr. King Coupon and see what he does on a daily basis, and then he comes back to talk to the kids.
Yeah, I just imagine him just like squatting and taking a shit beside of the dumpster, and
and the Joe kind of nails down, just like, you need any toilet paper there, has to try like the Mr. Rogers voice. But that's how we should treat Joe. Like, not only is he like a cult leader, but he's like the Mr. Rogers. Like, he comes in wearing a Spider-Man jacket and sings songs to the kids and tells everyone how special they are, and and he has people come up and show up at his house, or maybe it's like Pee-wee's Playhouse.
It's a mixture of both. Yeah.
Because we got all kinds of crazy characters showing up at Joe Amato's house, and all these ideas and stories with Pumpkin and Bootylicious and Boobies and all these other oddball names, and Peanut and Olive Oil and Pepe and Summer's Eve and I don't know, Pampering. I mean, I'm sure there's maybe someone in Joe's neighborhood named after menstrual pills or whatever the hell Pampering Jews for.
Yeah, talcum powder.
Yeah. I just like random household items. Like, that's the names of the people that live in Joe's neighborhood. Comet. Scrubbing Bubbles. Here comes Scrubbing Bubbles. That's not like a lovable Rambunctious character. Oh, it's Scrubbing Bubbles.
Here comes Applejack.
Yeah, Applejack. That's another good one.
What the fuck?
Joe's probably holding his head right now and wearing his mask, even though no one's looking at him right now.
God. Yeah, it has been addressed that your package has been delivered according to the tracking number, so that should have gotten to you today.
All right. Well, I will get that to Michael. My review of what's in the box. I'll say, Michael, if it's a severed head, I'm going to be very upset. That's a Wayne's World quote, by the way.
Once again,
I used to say that to Nathan all the time. I used to quote, "Is it a gun rack?" And I used to say it to Nathan for years. I don't think he ever got that I was quoting Wayne's World.
My memory's shit, man. Like,
don't mean dick.
Yeah, don't mean dick. It's like the starting lineup figures all over again. I have so many of them. So many, they're not worth anything.
Yeah.
None of them. No, real quick before we wrap this up, not like we haven't bored everyone to tears by now after our commentary. Look up. Was that your fucking refrigerator shutting off?
You heard that?
Yeah. That thing scares the shit out of me.
Water and I don't.
Well, yeah, everyone.
Even my dad is like, like that. It's the fridge. You used to live with that sound.
Everyone can always hear when you're chugging water because because the microphone's like right there at your neck. Wow. So we can always hear it. That's why I always try to talk over it to like lessen the blow.
I've often no wonder you guys could really hear me munching on a protein cookie all those episodes ago.
No, all right, here we go. I'm pissed off now because there's the Dennis Rodman's with the different hair color, orange hair, $5.80. Green hair, green hair, $12. Not worth dick, man. They're not worth anything, which is fine, but it's still disheartening.
Well, they're easy to collect now, but man, it's a shame because those things used to be a hot commodity back in the 90s, dude.
I have a shitload of them. A bunch of them loose, a bunch of them mint on card because in my room, each wall was dedicated to a different sport. So, like, when you walk through the doorway right there on that door, it's like, here's all of my baseball starting lineups. And my dad made like hanging shelves, but he like cut in little indentions in them. That way I could set cards in there. So all the rookie cards I had, whatever. Yeah. And then this wall was football. And then the wall over here was basketball. And then I had like a little bit that was dedicated to hockey. Yeah. Because I didn't have a lot of them, but most of the major players, your Gretzky's, Mark Messier, Patrick Waugh, all those guys. Man. But they're not worth anything. They're not worth shit. And then I The baseball ones that they did, like the stadium ones, where it's like the bigger version of them, and the stadium is like underneath their feet.
Yeah,
I love those. Those aren't worth anything. None of these are worth anything. I'm worth nothing.
as popular as sports are today, though, you kind of wonder why any of that stuff isn't worth anything. Like why?
I guess it's just too much of it. It's like sports titles and video games. They're not worth shit because no one really wants older sports games, which to a degree I agree with that. But
I would still love to play NBA Shoot at 97 and 98 for PlayStation, though. I had a blast playing those games.
Yeah. Not worth dick.
I just, as popular as football is right now, like the juggernaut that is, it's like, unless you're just buying like your standard stuff you see at Walmart or at some sports memorabilia store that just sells like 10 signs and pennants. And
I hate that too. I hate that those sports stores that pop up in the malls don't really have anything.
No, and they always show up at Christmas time too.
Yeah.
And that's really about it.
Yeah.
And they always have the littlest amount of basketball stuff. Like you go in there, I'm like, do they have any cool basketball stuff? And it's like,
it's all football. It's all football.
They don't.
It's usually football, then basketball, and then it's baseball, and then hockey's not even in the conversation. Yeah.
Yeah.
Which sucks, dude. Because
our area is not a hockey area; it's strictly football, and that's it.
That's what I hate about it. Like, Virginia Tech's got a hockey team and everything, but dude, if we would have had a hockey team in high school. I would have played it. I'm like, can we punch people?
That's all. Nathan had been in the penalty box the whole time. Mm-hmm. Nathan would have like his whole front row of teeth would all be like chiclets probably today.
Yep.
Nathan being putting the torture rack on the hockey rink.
Yeah. And I hold the only record for someone that tried to take a skate off and kill somebody.
Yeah. Yeah, that would be Nathan. That wouldn't be just like a line from Happy Gilmore. Like that would be something that Nathan was like, no, I did that. Just like
is that goal regulation size or what?
Jeez. Yeah.
Damn it.
I'd have to show up at every game just to watch Nathan get pissed off about something, and I'd be behind the glass laughing hysterically.
I was actually like the handful of times that I've gone ice skating, I'm actually pretty good at it. Like I took to it like a natural. Tyler, on the other hand,
God. I had to hold on to buckets. I was like the handicapped kid.
Yeah,
like amongst all the other kids.
God, you're sitting there and you're just like. He's holding on the buckets and he's shaking. I remember at one point I had to actually like stand behind you and just like hold you. I'm like, God, what are people thinking right now?
I was.
Don't let me fall. I remember that. Yeah. That's a direct quote. Don't let me fall. This is scared shitless.
It was. I was a full-grown adult out there with all these kids, and I'm like holding on to buckets like what.
Yeah, there's kids just like skating circles around them too. And then there's times
I wasn't in shape either back then too. I had no coordination, nothing. So
I would just let go of them.
I wouldn't do it today.
I would just let go of them and just start skating again. They come back, hey man, how's it going? I hate you.
Yeah, and like wearing those skates, like it just like hurt my shins. It was the most uncomfortable things to wear. And
we got to go again.
No, thank you.
I think you'd be better at it now.
Well, I definitely would have more stability, but I just when you got kids all around, it's kind of hard to concentrate and do it right without
concentrate, do it right.
Dude, I'm gonna like run and like clobber a bunch of kids, just like trying to hold on to like this one kid over here, grab this one girl by her toboggan here, like hang on here, and just
it would be great. It'd be awesome. We got to do it.
Yeah,
embarrass yourself in front of like a bunch of females too.
I've had enough. I will not allow that to happen. I've had Nathan do that to me enough in my time. No, I'm not. No. I'm not doing that. We're not doing that.
The buckets.
We're not doing that. Buckets, white buckets, a stack of white buckets to hold on to. What a dork.
Yeah, you were. God.
Yeah, Sarah trying to set me up with her girl buddy that had a mustache. She got so pissed off about that. Dude, she's got a mustache, Sarah. I hate you, Tyler. Like, she's got a blonde mustache. I don't care.
It was a little thick.
Yes, it was. She got all pissed off about it.
The chat brings up a good point. Maybe try rollerblading first.
I couldn't roller skate either.
God.
I only did that. I went to a couple of roller skate parties as a kid, and I had to sit off to the side.
Well, roller skating actually is really tough, but roller blading that was easy for me. I like put them on and I was going. Like I had no problem with it.
I was intimidated by it. Just give me a bike and I'll put a baseball card in my spokes and I'm fine.
Speaking of girls, Joe has to throw this out there to rub it in your face. He went to Hot Topic yesterday and had 3 girls help him looking for those loyal subjects figures. He's going back on Monday. So I'm sure, Joe probably
walked in with his scarf wrapped around his neck like some posh businessman. I'm on the podcast about these figures here. It's like and they gives him like a business card to come to his church. And they're probably just like, oh wow, and worked his charm, and I would love to see Joe work his operating skills with the Hot Topic babes. Where they offering like free guitar picks, and if you act now, you can get a free T-shirt and stuff like this. But you got to.
They would never give a free T-shirt. It's buy one get one half off.
That's what I'm saying. He has to buy 4 to get that deal. But all right, Joe.
Fedmon says, how about an episode of Pro Stars for a future Capes and Cuddy? Absolutely. Absolutely.
No one's going to listen to commentary on Pro Stars.
We have to now.
Man, just referencing that.
Because that was Bo Jackson, Wayne Gretzky.
And
who else was on that?
You can't forget this one of all of them. You can't forget this one. Oh, dude. You named off the 2 that I...
Look at the disappointment in your face.
You have to... Dude, you're going to hate yourself when you look this up.
Yeah.
You couldn't just think for a moment?
Oh, is that Michael Jordan?
Yes!
Oh. Well, whatever.
Oh, okay. Yeah, whatever.
He's like the least favorite
out of
all those guys. Bo Jackson's the fucking man, all right? Bo Jackson could play multiple... Bo Jackson could play multiple sports. Michael Jordan could not say the same thing. But
Michael Jordan transcended basketball and everything else on this planet, though.
Bo Jackson's the better athlete.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Yep. I'll fight you tooth and nail.
What about Deion Sanders?
Bo Jackson's way better than Deion Sanders.
I'm just saying, like, he played, football and baseball.
I mean, credit to that. He was a better football player than he was baseball. Bo Jackson was, like, dominant in both.
Well, because he was such a powerhouse.
God. I highly recommend watching the ESPN 30 for 30 on him. That is fantastic.
Yeah, I'd like to watch that. I've never watched that before.
It's really, really good. It's a damn shame, too, that just how his career... Like, he could have come back if he wanted to, but like the hip where he like really fucked that up. He could have come back, but he chose not to, which is probably the smart thing to do.
Yeah. You don't want to overstay your welcome or make the mistake of playing for the Wizards on a pissant team like Michael Jordan did.
Yeah. That was a weird time too.
Yeah, I just like
Doug Collins was the coach. I'm like, why? He's not any good either.
Yeah.
Well,
because didn't win championships with him.
Yeah,
he played for him in the early days of Chicago.
Yeah, because he was the coach for Chicago before Phil Jackson came in. But
yeah, but I try to like pretend like that era of Jordan's legacy just didn't happen. It was one season, but I'm like, yeah.
Kwame Brown, the next Michael Jordan, man. How'd that work out?
Yeah,
they need to stop doing that. I feel like once you kind of label someone as the next whatever, then it always
they're done. They're finished.
Yeah,
like they do with LeBron James. Oh, this is the next LeBron James. Well, you've just killed his career.
Yeah. How's that going to be like how's that going to be when his kid finally reaches the NBA?
Oh man, his kid's doomed. His kid is doomed.
Yeah, well, not necessarily. It could be like Ken Griffey Jr., man. Like maybe because like his dad was a great baseball player, but he sort of like surpassed him. I don't see his son surpassing his legacy, but shit, you never know.
Well,
you never know.
Well, I mean, I guess you have to look at like Dell Curry was a good player, but his son has eclipsed him. But Dell Curry did not have the dominant career of a Jordan or LeBron James. Like I kind of feel like if your father played in the league but didn't had impact but not star status, like that's what I kind of feel like that's pretty much doomed LeBron's children in general.
Yeah.
If they were to make it to the NBA, there's so much hype around that already that you kind of feel like there's no way they could live up to that, that last name like that. And I was trying to think if there's anybody else
The Lakers aren't doing worth a damn, are they?
No, not really. If they win one game, it's a big deal because people want to see the Lakers do well, but they're not. They will be lucky to make playoffs.
Well, actually, I'm looking at the standings. Not that bad.
I mean,
The
they're not.
Nugget. Wait. The Nuggets are at the top of the Western Conference.
It's
Wow.
so discombobulated right now.
No,
Both
yeah, it looks
conferences are.
very even. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
Weird.
it's kind of like everyone thought like the West would be as dominant, but you know what? It's so convoluted right now
The
that even though the
Raptors,
Warriors, the Raptors, yeah,
and the Bucks. Wow. All right.
yeah, that's
Jesus.
all due to Antetokounmpo and Kawhi Leonard playing for the Raptors. Right
Kwame Brown. The Jordan's back.
But it makes it interesting because I really thought too this isn't like interesting at all, but it's kind of
Tips
like
and commentaries. Episode 30 Cops with Sports Talk. Sports
Cops
Talk
and
Radio.
NBA. Yeah.
The year is 2020.
And we're talking about 88 and 2020 or 2018 basketball here.
Oh yeah, but, we'll do pro stars. We should. Sorry that I forgot about Michael Jordan. Oh God, but Bo Jackson's way better.
Yeah, you're gonna be all condescending to me here, but if I were to get something, you'd be like, "Oh man, I forgot."
Well, because you're the steel trap. You know all these things.
I know.
I should know them, but I just they leak out like the diarrhea that one time you were sick and you shit the bed. Yeah. American Gladiators episode. Check it out.
If you don't know what we're talking about, check out Beyond Retro American Gladiators. I talk about pooping my bed with skid marks.
I need to just clip that part of the episode and just make it its own video for the channel. I should make that like the trailer for the channel. And I was thinking about it too. I was actually
epic trailer music too.
Well, no, I was laughing at work because I was thinking about that face that you make when I start talking about when we're live, and I just want to gradually zoom in and have the Curb Your Enthusiasm theme playing.
Dun, 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 dun. Yeah.
Where you're just like, oh. And then it'll zoom out. I didn't know we were live. That's still my favorite memory of doing all these shows. That is my favorite one.
I think pissing off Joe when he got up and left over the Patriot. That was just, like, did he really leave? Yeah, he left. He's not coming back. He's like Bodie, just like, he's not coming back, man. Just went and caught the ultimate wave or the ultimate straight-to-video Seagal video.
God.
Yeah.
All right. Well, are we done?
We're
done rambling and side running.
God.
I mean, hey, we still got people in here, so we must be doing something right.
Yeah, they're still sticking around.
Yeah.
Like, is Michael and Wiley, are they still here after all this time?
Yeah, and Febmon's still here. Joe's still lingering around to kind of pick apart things that we're saying or not doing right, like he does. He was real quick. He was giving me shit. When you streaming again? I'm like, Joe, I'm working 10 hours. I get off of work at like 2:30 in the morning. I'm not. You should do Batman Returns.
Oh, that would be awesome.
Like, I mean, it would. I'm like, yeah, but here's the thing. Like, I've never beaten that game. I'm not.
I guess where Joe has to come in. Well, back in 1990, before the movie and the video game came out, I got an exclusive copy when I was working as an intern at GameStop. GameStop wasn't around, but
it was software, etc.
But Joe would say GameStop. It's like, or just I could see him just saying it because it was, whatever.
Oh, and JSP wants to say that he's still here too.
Oh, well, you know what? I'm glad to know every one of you guys have stuck with us the entire time. Like, can we talk about Cops again? We're talking about pro stars, starting lineup, current basketball, old basketball. Joe's Mr. Rogers' neighborhood or Mr. Amato's neighborhood.
Mr. Amato's neighborhood.
Yeah.
God, but that's the thing. He's already done it. You never beat it. God, you suck. Like, that's all it's gonna be. I'm gonna stream. He's gonna pop in. And I'm just gonna get ridiculed. Like, I played Super Mario World.
Well, we ridicule Joe all the time on all the podcasts. I think we need to give Joe like something to ridicule one of us about.
Now he's gonna just throw it all back. All that shit that you've been giving him, it's all gonna land on me now. Thanks, man.
Hey, you guys say I got a big ego all the time. It's like, hey, Joe's got that on you. You guys have got my ego, and we got Joe and the dumpster diving and on all the craziness that ensues with boobies and butthole and all the other.
But it's just so much pressure because when I'm playing the game, I'm like, all right, if I fuck up.
Hey, Joe's like Jim Carrey in Batman Forever, eating popcorn, but he can't because it keeps bouncing off his mask, and he's just laughing maniacally. Just when you die and lose a life or something like that. Or he's holding his head. He's like, I can't believe Nathan died in the training area. Like, I didn't even know it could happen.
Yeah. But you know what? Maybe tomorrow you keep your eyes peeled and watch for your notifications because I might stream something tomorrow, maybe like late tonight. I don't know. I need to find a sweet spot because like 10-11 worked really well when I did Super Mario World. These guys popped in. We had a good amount of people show up, so I don't want to do them too late because I no one will show up to those if it's like 4 o'clock in the morning.
It's just crickets.
Yeah, but
and everybody's in the back asleep.
Yeah. All right. Stream Contra. Can you play that? Yeah, if I use the code.
So that's where Joe says, I didn't need the code because I'm just
he didn't lose a life. Perfect run. You know what, Joe? Like, put him online. Let's see it.
Yeah.
Or try to see it.
You know what? That's what you should do. Issue a challenge to Joe. It's like, all right, you make it work. You put it on there. He's like, I can't, man. I don't have enough duct tape.
Yeah.
Like that.
The perfect villain. No, I can't do that. The chicken shit heel.
He is. Yeah. It's like, I'm out of super glue. I can't do it. You know, I'm out of twine. You know, just I got to go to the Dollar Tree today, man. I can't. You know, El Monterey's having a sale.
God, there's representatives there.
Joe,
they want to sponsor me.
All that, yeah, I can see. Yeah, Joe's like, you know, video game streaming has been sponsored by El Monterey.
His mask, his mask is just like the fucking wrapper. It's not even Modulok anymore. It's just the El Monterey burrito wrapper. Joe, make that happen. Just do that. Just for shits and giggles. Just make like an El Monterey burrito wrapper mask.
Yeah. Or like cool. a Mexican wrestler like paper mask, but it has the colors of El Monterey's like burrito wrapper or something like that. Joe is essentially like he is the ultimate heel. Like he tries to be like he's really the good guy, but he's really the puppet master pulling all the strings behind the scenes, like deliberately setting up stuff so it falls flat on its face, and then he pretends to care when really he's got his, you know, he's got his alley cat petting, you know, you know, just.
That's kind of like that laugh that he does when he's like, "Oh, you."
He's like, "You son of a bitch! You, yeah, I'm gonna kill you." You know, just.
No, he wouldn't do it. No, he gets his lackeys to do it for him. He's the boss.
You know, or Joe's like Steve Buscemi and Billy Madison was like, "Sure, it's no problem. Yeah, it's doesn't bother me at all." And then hangs up the phone, marks off his hit list.
You know, their voices do sound kind of similar, huh?
Yeah, Joe would be like Steve Buscemi.
What if Joe is Steve Buscemi?
Yeah. Saying, "You want me a sausage McMuffin?" That's a quote from Big Daddy.
I liked you in Big Lebowski, Joe.
Yeah. Yeah. Your best work was Billy Madison, though, hands down.
Yeah.
We pretty much. Yeah, we're done.
We're done.
We keep dragging this thing out.
Yeah, I don't know why we keep doing this to ourselves, but I hope you guys were entertained that joined us live. Thank you guys again for showing up. It's always awesome. I'm glad that this is starting to pick up steam. I say that every week. Hope we will see you guys tomorrow on Beyond Retro. We're going to be talking toys. We're going to be talking Christmas mornings. We're going to be talking about probably anything and everything else in between. So if you guys are new to this channel, make sure you hit subscribe and ring that bell so you get notified when we go live or when new videos are posted. Check out the links down below. We got our audio downloads, and I want to encourage those guys joining us on Podbean and iTunes. Hop on over to the YouTube channel, give us a subscribe. Check out Joe's customs. I'm running out of steam myself. Check out his t-shirts. Check out Fans of Power, the He-Man podcast hosted by Tyler and Joe. That's at youtube.com/Fans of Power podcast.
All new episode tomorrow at 9 o'clock. We have yet to figure out what we're going to do. I think we're due for a commentary. We haven't done a commentary in a while.
Well, I know Joe was also throwing around a mini comic review.
Yeah,
again.
That way we can get you on there to talk about
that way you can get me on there. And maybe something special for everybody. I might cook something up for that show. We'll see.
Sound like The Rock.
That reminds me, my favorite Rock thing is when he's cutting a promo on the Nation. Once he's defective, he's like, "I'm gonna walk down down the people's aisle, enter the people's ring. I'm gonna lay the smackdown on Mark Henry's fat ass." It's just the way that it flowed, and he said it. It was perfect to me.
Well, see, that's one of his better promos. Everything else just sounds silly.
Yeah, he kind of fell in that
talking about.
Yeah, he fell in that trope of just candy ass and everything, just repeating himself, and then I had a weird ebb and flow with The Rock. Like, I didn't like him. And then, like, as he was starting to ascend a little bit, I liked him. And then when he turned and joined the corporation, I'm like, all right, yeah, this is okay. And then he kept using the same material. Then he turned face, and then just like gradually got worse.
And that's when he sucked.
Yeah, but he still brought it, and he still had the.
He's got a good voice, but he just would say the dumbest stuff. Like it just, he's got the look and the voice, but give him something better to say than just Rudy Poo Candy ass. What the hell does that mean?
And there's Joe in the chat saying like, subscribe, share, ring the bell. Like he already forgot and had amnesia that I just said that. You know how he always does that on retro, where I say it and he's like, make sure. Yeah, he's too busy thinking about something else.
Burritos.
I mean, I'm getting kind of hungry.
I haven't eaten lunch yet. I'm starved too, and I got to get ready to go meet family here right now too. So,
right. But I'll also say in closing, like the video, leave a comment down below. Let us know your memories of cops, or pro stars, or starting lineup figures, all the other shit we talked about on the show today.
Yeah.
But yeah, until next time, we'll see you guys next week. Thanks again.
Later.